I'm Phalos, and you're watching The Fans POV.
Welcome to The Fans POV.
You are watching The Fans POV.
I'm hoping to make some better improvements to my Big Daddy while here.
That's probably the worst rendition of the Yan Yan dance that's ever.
It was fine. It was graceful.
And we commandeer this in the name of the steampunk community.
John, tell us about pre-registration. Tell us about it.
I kept getting rickrolled every time I tried to pre-register.
Car. Chowder. Oh, this is a hard one. Harvard. Yankees rule. Oh, come on.
Oh, you make a sound? It doesn't even make a sound. Oh. Whoa. We're gonna have to clear this area. Cut this interview short. I'm sorry, I don't really know what's going on right now, but...
Hello, I am Freyamo. I'm here with the Fans POV at MAGFest 9, and I am here with the wonderful, talented, sweet, kind, amazing Lewis Lovehog, aka Linkara. Linkara, how are you? And how's MAGFest been for you so far?
I am dazed and confused, and I don't even know where I am.
Now, you have a show where you review bad comics called Atop the Fourth Wall. Can you explain for the maybe 2 or 3 people on the internet that don't know your show what Atop the Fourth Wall is all about?
This is channel's praise on me. I'm gonna look all red on the camera. Well, basically, I just find a comic that I think is bad. I review it, starting with the cover. I break down plot holes, character inconsistencies, bad artwork, and I make jokes at its expense.
And there's a storyline involved with many characters. Can you kind of go over your characters a little bit? Like, I want to know, where did you take some of the inspiration for your characters from?
Well, it was a desire to make money. No. Linkara, the character, is just me, but more exaggerated. 90s kid, I just wanted to do just a general parody of 90s style people. We dug out an old shirt from the 90s, what you see is what you get. The backwards hat, the sunglasses, extreme! Harvey Finevoice was inspired by Phil Hartman's impersonation of Frank Sinatra on Saturday Night Live. Swing, baby. Do I have any other characters? Yes, I do. Linksano was basically just so I didn't have to keep using Spoonie's Dr. Insano. Mechakara, it's hard to say what inspired him other than I just wanted to have a robot villain. Vice was obviously inspired by Lord Zed.
Of course.
But just, yeah.
All right, now I have a couple questions for you. What was the first ever comic book that you read?
I can't remember the exact number. I'm pretty sure it's in like the 300 or 400s. It was an issue of Amazing Spider-Man where he and Nova teamed up to fight the Tri-Sentinel. It was a 2-parter. I only had the first part for the longest time. And it was awesome because, first of all, you have 2 heroes teaming up against an almost impossible foe, plus it's a big robot, plus it's a Sentinel, but not just a Sentinel, a Tri-Sentinel. It is 3 heads, like 6 arms. That's when you know it's just got real right there.
Sounds like a very good first read. Are there any comics that, I mean, obviously you got into comics at a very early age. Are there any comics that you read as a kid and now you look back on them and you liked them and you wonder now, why the heck did I ever read that? Why did I ever like that?
When you say early age, you probably should define that a little bit better, because I'd say I probably got closer to getting into comics around 13 or 14.
Okay.
Mostly because, I read the occasional comic. The Amazing Spider-Man issue was just the earliest one I remember reading.
Yeah.
Besides for that, I got into comics thanks to my brother owning Nightwing and really being into Nightwing and owning a whole bunch of Nightwing comics. And I'd read about them, and then I read about the Titans, and then I went on a trip, camping trip with my class, and I picked out a comic book. We just went to a shop, picked up something at random, and I said, hey, JLA/Titans, the Technus Imperative. I know who the Titans are. This should be awesome.
All right. Will Liz be showing up in your reviews more often with the new appearance of Judith Liz?
Judith Liz, yes.
Judith Liz.
Yes, Liz and Judas Liz. Yeah, she will definitely make more appearances in my show. I think she wants to do Judas Liz more for her own show, her tabletop RPG reviews. Iron Liz's. Crap! I suddenly forgot the name. Freya, you know the name. Tabletop Corner.
Yes. Corner. Yes.
Iron Liz's Pen and Paper Corner. That's it. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, she will definitely be making more appearances on the show whenever she decides that she doesn't hate me.
Now I have a more personal question for you. How did you come to call yourself a feminist? Was there a point in your life where you realized that you were that way, or have you always been that way? Or?
I actually kind of, when I was younger, I followed the Rush Limbaugh mindset of feminazi, but I didn't actually understand the precepts of it. So yeah, I was an idiot. When I was older, I discovered girl-wonder.org. And their critique of what happened to the character of Stephanie Brown, and that was kind of the inspirational spark that slowly got me into feminism and feminist theory.
Okay, wonderful. I'm pretty sure this has happened. Will you ever release a CD or an MP3 of you singing as Harvey Finevoice?
There is actually a growing demand of people who want me to do more stuff as Harvey. I could probably release If You Should Want the Moon, though there is an MP3 floating around out there on my forums that someone made of it. Okay. The problem that holds me back from a lot of it, especially Fly Me to the Moon, that one I use the Evangelion background music for, so I can't release that one officially because I'm using copyrighted material. I really should do a Harvey Finevoice CD. My dad has been pushing me, get this out for a Christmas season. People will buy it. I just need background music. If I had the background music for me to sing along with, yes, I would definitely do that.
Fangirls, if you play instruments, he wants your music. Now, back to your show. You review bad comics. That's what Atop the Fourth Wall is all about. Has there been any comic book that you have reviewed that it's kind of like you don't think it's really that bad, or it's kind of like a secret guilty pleasure kind of comic for you? There's technically two questions there. So yeah, there's plenty of that I've reviewed that aren't really all that bad. There's the original X-Men #1 from the early 90s. There's all the Secret Origins month that I did, where I looked back at the very first issue featuring a whole bunch of characters. They aren't bad for what they are for the time. Yeah. Guilty pleasure would definitely be the Doom comic. It's totally awful, but oh my god, is it awesome. Rip and tear your guts. You are huge. That means you have huge guts. Now, another thing I wanted to ask you. You have a pretty large fan base, and that's made up of the comic book geeks and, fangirls that just love you for you. What is the craziest fan story that you have to tell?
Nothing really in terms of the really crazy stuff. The kind of the scariest one, which isn't really all that scary because the guy was nice. Guy showed up at my door and wanted to donate $50 to me.
He found your address and just showed up at your door one night?
Yeah, because I used to hand out my parents' address when I was living there for people to donate to me comics, because I hadn't gotten around to getting a P.O. box. Now I have a P.O. box and I live in my apartment, so I'm good there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was just creepy. But it was okay. He was a nice guy.
Oh, that's good then. And now the fans POV is, we ask a lot of questions of you. What is one question you have always wanted to ask the fans?
Why do you like me? I don't get it. I'm an asshole who reviews comic books on the internet. I use Photoshop effects for storylines. Why? Why am I popular?
There's obviously something with your characters or what have you. You're just awesome. You're charming. Clearly, it's the Minnesotan accent.
Oh yeah, I got the Minnesotan accent there. I was going up to Dubuque with Norma one day, and Wally was trying to come in from the co-op, and you had to put snow tires on because you know how it goes up there. Anyway, we were going fishing, and that's all the Minnesota slang I can just throw out there. Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
Actually, I screwed that up because I'm a Minnesotan. I'm not supposed to look at you when I'm talking.
Oh, okay. Well, No eye contact then. I'll just look over here then.
It's like the How to Speak Minnesotan book. We actually there's like a 30-degree angle between us. They're facing this way, they're facing this way. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this. Thank you very much. It was wonderful talking to you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You're wonderful. Thank you. Freya Mo for the Fans POV, signing off.